Part of what Thrive 25 is trying to do is to set up workplace Christian groups around the country, because you really can't do this kind of thing on your own.
How do you know someone is a Christian? Because of the fruit that they carry. So love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness and self-control. These are the aspects of what it is to be a Christian. And I would say, why wouldn't an employer want somebody like that in their workplace?
It's like a bonanza, a bonanza of blessing on Scotland. Visit people in their city, in their workplace.
We'll see as we go around Inverness and Aberdeen and Dundee and Edinburgh and Glasgow, over to God, what's going to happen next?
What I saw was that actually there was quite a lot of reluctance for people to meet up socially, and a lot of Christians were maybe starting to be disconnected from church. Like, we have to get these stories out there, you know, we have to tell the story. And so part of that is me stepping into that. And then part of it also is looking for other people who are willing to tell their story.
I would feel so close to God. It felt like it was part of my worship, actually, was to draw these courgette plants and these rhubarb plants. Some people might think that's totally bizarre, but I do think it was a form of worship, to appreciate God's creation in that moment. Each of us are given a God-given set of skills, which we are to use for His glory. And I think we have a responsibility to use our God-given skills in the best possible way.
When it comes to faith, or even the idea of politics, you know, those are the things people say, you don't talk about those in the workplace, you know. Even family members have advised me, keep your job, don't have these conversations because you might get called up by HR or whatever it is.
So close to 500 people work in this office, so there should be 50 people here. So we need to find those 50 people.
So I wouldn't actually describe us as a Christian-run business. We try to run the business with Christian values, but we wouldn't label ourselves that way specifically because there's so many people here that are not Christians. What Thrive is about is how do we encourage, how do we inspire, how do we get people to see work not just as somewhere they go to collect a paycheck, but this is actually where God's put us.
Thrive's here to inspire and encourage Christians in the workplace, and it's been such a blessing to be here.
You know, it's not a church service, it's like a workplace conference, and yet for God to kind of break in and like lift this sense of freedom and sense of liberation was really beautiful. And I think like God is structure, but He's also creativity.
One of my favourite scriptures as an artist is, in the beginning, God created. Just these 5 words, in the beginning God created. God is the creator.